Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Saturday, January 7, 2023, and giving you our 4 best bets for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and make sure to watch it till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Also check out our Patreon if you want to access our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link in description and comments section below. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. For our first best bet we have Las Vegas Raiders vs Kansas City Chiefs. The over is 5-0 in the last 5 meetings between these teams, with an average combined score of 60.9 in those games. Considering 3 of those 5 games had a total close higher than 53, it seems like we are getting a relatively fair price here at 52.5. The likely reason for the dip is the Raiders' benching of Derek Carr, with Jarrett Stidham set to make his second start of the season this week under center. The Chiefs' offense is arguably the best in the league, and they will look to keep things sharp as the playoffs begin. Las Vegas has been a porous defense nearly all season, and the Chiefs will look to take advantage. Kansas City has not been good defensively inside the red zone, and Las Vegas has the ability with Jacobs to consistently move the ball. The Raiders will likely not throw the towel in here, as even though they are eliminated from the playoffs, this team always takes the field with pride, especially at home. While on the surface that might seem like a downgrade to the offense, I'm not so sure I agree with that narrative after watching Stidham's performance against the 49ers on Sunday. Stidham had the second highest EPA plus CPOE of any QB last week and the highest ADOT against one of the best defenses in the NFL. He seemed to look at ease running Josh McDaniels' offense, which makes sense if you consider those two have spent the prior 2 seasons together in New England. It looks like McDaniels has also gotten full buy-in on the Stidham move from star WR Davante Adams, who played his tail off on Sunday and made one of the best catches I've seen all season on the Raiders' final drive. The Chiefs' defense has allowed at least 24 points in 4 of the last 5 games, and if Vegas can eclipse that mark this week, that means Kansas City only has to reach 28 in order for this over to hit, which is below their season average of 29.1 points per game. There's nothing more that needs to be said about Patrick Mahomes besides this being a chance for him to lock up the MVP award in front of a national audience. He also needs 430 passing yards to set the NFL single-season record. Mahomes has averaged 323 passing yards against the Raiders since 2019, so his prop number should receive strong consideration this week, especially if it's below 300. The Raiders' defense ranked dead last in EPA play last week against Brock Purdy, allowing 37 points and an overall success rate of almost 60%. Our first best bet is to take over 52.5 points. I expect Mahomes and the Chiefs to put up similar numbers in this game. For our second best bet we have Las Vegas Raiders vs Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs' ground game is averaging 112.6 yards per contest, and Isaiah Pacheco leads the way with 766 yards and 4 touchdowns. Defensively, Kansas City is allowing 22.3 points and 331.3 yards per game. Nick Bolton leads the Kansas City Chiefs with 165 tackles, Chris Jones has 13 sacks, and L'Jarius Sneed has 3 interceptions. I promise this is the last time I bring up Mahomes chasing a record, but it certainly helps when Pacheco has hit this in 6 straight games. The issue has been that his targets and receptions have been limited. In the 6 games he's hit this line, he's done it on a single reception in 3 of them. That normally would make me shy away, but luckily the Raiders are dead last in the NFL in explosive plays to opposing RBs. That's right, they have given up 8 receptions of 20+ yards or more to opposing RBs. The next closest, the Chiefs with 7. The Kansas City Chiefs have won 5 of their last 6 road games. Patrick Mahomes is completing 67% of his passes for 5,048 yards, 40 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Travis Kelce and Juju Smith-Schuster have combined for 2,198 receiving yards and 15 touchdowns, while Marquez Valdes-Scantling has 39 receptions. Our second best bet is Isaiah Pacheco over 10.5 receiving yards. For our third best bet we have Jacksonville Jaguars vs Tennessee Titans. Tennessee suffered their sixth straight loss as they were knocked off by Dallas on Thursday night last week. The Titans dropped to 7-9 on the season, but could still take the division title with a win here. Against Dallas, Tennessee fell behind 10-0 early in the second quarter, before kicking a couple of field goals in the final 1:04 to trim the margin to 10-6 at the half. The Titans were within 17-13 after 3 quarters, but went scoreless in the final stanza, sending them to defeat. Tennessee was beaten 361-317 in total offense, gave up 26 first downs while picking up 17, and lost the time of possession by a 33-24 to 26-36 margin. The Titans did force 3 turnovers while committing 2, but ended up falling short in the game. While Tennessee has been sliding, Jacksonville ran their win streak to 4 as they routed Houston on the road last week to move into the top spot in the division. The Jaguars evened their record at 8-8, but need a win here to take the division to earn the 4th seed in the playoff picture. Against Houston, Jacksonville controlled the game, leading 7-0 after the opening quarter and 21-0 at the half en route to the victory as they weren't challenged the rest of the way. The Jaguars held a 337-277 edge in total offense, won the first down battle 2013, and overcame a 30-30 to 29-30 disadvantage in time of possession. Jacksonville turned the ball over twice while forcing just 1 takeaway, though it was a scoop 6. It was a relatively light injury report for the Jaguars when it came out Wednesday afternoon. Long snapper Ross Matisic, back, was the lone player not to practice. Defensive back Andrew Wingard, shoulder, guard Brandon Scherf, abdomen ankle, linebacker Traven Walker, ankle, Lawrence, toe, safety Rayshon Jenkins and defensive end Foley Fachikasi, ankle, were each limited in practice. Keep an eye out for updates on these guys as the week progresses. Tannehill, ankle, is out for the rest of the regular season after undergoing surgery last week. His status for the postseason, should Tennessee qualify, is murky at best at this point in time. Cornerback Devontae Harris, hamstring, and defensive end Terrell Basham, back, didn't practice Tuesday or Wednesday. Burks, groin, defensive end Jeffrey Simmons, ankle, tackle Nicholas Petit-Frere, ankle, linebacker Dylan Cole, ankle, cornerback Christian Fulton, groin, and safety Amani Hooker, knee, were all limited Wednesday. Keep an eye out for updated statuses on these players leading to kickoff. The Tennessee Titans have completely blown a huge lead, while the Jacksonville Jaguars have all momentum coming into this game. The Tennessee Titans have nothing to play for, and they're a depressed team that's piling up the losses and dealing with injuries. It wouldn't be surprising to see the Titans just roll over in this game and take off for vacation. The Jacksonville Jaguars clinched their second playoff berth since 2008 with a victory here, so you can expect a motivated side with a packed house. The Titans are obviously dealing with a lot of injuries, but the biggest is Ryan Tannehill, as their backup situation is not going to put them in a good position to win this critical game. These offenses have been absolutely on 2 different sides of things as of late, as Tennessee is averaging 13.7 points in their previous 3 games, while Jacksonville is scoring an outstanding 31.5 points per game in their last 4 games. Our third best bet is Jacksonville Jaguars -6 points. Jacksonville is 4-0 to 1 in the last 4 games on grass. For our fourth best bet we have Jacksonville Jaguars vs Tennessee Titans. The Jacksonville Jaguars ground game is averaging 131.1 yards per contest, and Travis Etienne Jr. leads the way with 1,108 yards and 5 touchdowns. Defensively, Jacksonville is allowing 20.9 points and 355.9 yards per game. Foyesade Oluokun leads the Jacksonville Jaguars with 171 tackles, Josh Allen has 6 sacks, and Andre Sisco has 3 interceptions. This one is a play based on contract incentives, but it helps when you play the 28th ranked pass defense. Kirk has hit this mark in 9/15 games and needs 91 yards to hit 1,100 on the season and earn a $500K contract incentive. The first-year Jaguar was quiet in his Week 14 matchup against the Titans, finishing with 7 targets, 5 receptions and 45 yards. The 2 big performers in that game were T. Evan Engram and Wrz Jones. Kirk has been the most reliable of the 3 and I believe will shine in the second go-around. Tennessee will have healthier Denico Autry and Jeffrey Simmons to get pressure on Trevor Lawrence and force him to make quicker decisions. The Jacksonville Jaguars have won 3 straight home games. Trevor Lawrence is completing 66.5% of his passes for 3,901 yards, 24 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Christian Kirk and Zay Jones have combined for 1,811 receiving yards and 12 touchdowns, while Evan Engram has 69 receptions. Our fourth best bet is Christian Kirk over 59.5 receiving yards. In those scenarios, Lawrence will look to Kirk, who's caught 53% of his receptions in short yardage situations. In the first matchup, the Titans didn't register a sack, and Lawrence was able to complete 75% of his passes beyond 10 yards or more, well above his season average of 51%.